When there's these catastrophic things happening back to back to back to back to back to back to back, can we still hold it? Can you hold the line? Because that's where we're entering into. Are you willing to go into the cave of your mind? The subconscious part, where memories are stored. Into the cave. Are you willing to go into the cave of your heart, where trauma lives? Are you willing to go into the cave of your life, to look for the skeletons that need to be examined? Remember our choice to find your voice. I know. Are you willing to choose the cave when times are rough? Things get rough. When you've had enough. I know sometimes. Are you willing to go into the cave, into the void, into the quiet spaces of your being, to find your true self? Into the void, into the cave. Hello, everyone. So, this is episode 7 of Into the Cave. Ironically, 7 is one of my favorite numbers. I don't know if you can see my tattoo here. 777 in particular, right? Spiritual perfection and spiritual completion. The reason why I'm saying it's ironic is because I had a different plan for episode 7. Episode 7, the goal and the inspiration was to invite some really important individuals in my life to speak about motherhood and my birth process. Don't worry, we will have that conversation, just not today. So stay tuned for that. So then it leaves this question. What's the topic for episode 7 of Into the Cave? I have no clue. I have no clue. And yet there's this voice in my head, like I should, right? This is my podcast, you know, being a part of this production process. I should have planned things out when there were those last minute changes. And yeah, I could have done that. But then this wouldn't be Into the Cave, would it? Right? Let's actually do the work in real time. What does it look like to be unprepared, for things to happen that are out of your control, for plans to change that you were really, really, really looking forward to? What does it look like to move through that? I guess we'll discover it today. One thing I find interesting is, on top of these last minute cancellations, there's the fact that I am sick. I have a cold and my throat hurts and I haven't been getting the best sleep. I'm a mom and my son also has the cold. And so does his dad, right? So, you know, we're all just moving through this as these unfavorable things are popping up. I can make a choice to say, you know what, let's just not do it today. Let's not film today. I could say, oh my goodness, you know, we were building so much momentum and now how's the audience going to take that I'm here again by myself? right? Or I can say, here I am again, by myself, ready to explore, ready to just be here. So reflecting on episode 6, and hopefully you have seen it by the time you are watching this episode, there was something that I mentioned when we were sharing the deck that I found online, just randomly, searching for an animal spirit deck, a spirit animal deck, searching for a spirit animal deck online, came across this deck, right? And I mentioned something in episode 6 that I would like to hold myself accountable for right now. I'm one of those artists, one of those artists who doesn't actually know if people fully respect her as an artist. I'm one of those artists who feel a little misunderstood or overlooked at times, or what is this word? Underestimated. And as I shared with you all, I don't remember what episode it was, but earlier on, it's one of my deepest wounds, right? Like my inner child and her very, very solid belief in herself and her ability to perform. So when I am misunderstood or overlooked or not supported in the way that I would like to be supported, or not sought after the way that I might want to be sought after, I have internalized that. I've personalized it. It has caused me to be discouraged in myself. And what just popped in my head, and this is how my brain works, guys. It's like when there's something with rhythm, pattern, when there's a picture, a very solid memory, I literally can go right back to that time. And all I can hear is Bova from episode 3 saying to me, you are in the audience looking at yourself on the stage when you should be on the stage looking out at the audience. Thank you, Bova. That is definitely reoccurring in my mind very frequently. And this is what I love about this work, right? About this deep shadow work, about pushing ourselves past our bounds. It's those moments when we can be reminded of where our growth points are. So with that, and because I'm not down for being anyone's hypocrite, I was talking to myself in episode 6. Hey, artists, if you have something that you want to put out and maybe you feel like it hasn't been noticed, maybe you don't even know if people are appreciating it, receiving it, embracing it, do it anyway. So, guys, Black Sun, the workbook. This is the original package of Black Sun, the workbook. I hope you're hearing this, right? We're doing some ASMR right now. I decided to keep the plastic on the workbook just so that maybe, I don't know, if people don't want to watch my art or, I'm so playing. I'm so playing. Much respect, though, for all the artists that do the ASMR. This is Black Sun, the workbook, okay? This came out in 2000 and what? I'm like, where's the date? That's a great question. 2019. Nice for copyrights, right? This came out in 2019, okay? I wrote this book. This is before, the hype with AI, chat, CPT, all of that stuff where people put ideas in and blah, 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 blah. No, actually, I used my brain. I used my full brain and creativity and writing skills to write a full workbook. We'll get deeper into that, okay? We'll get deeper into that. Hold on. The package will go away for a second. We'll still do a little ASMR. All right. Some more. Okay. It also came with a formula form. Here we go. Formula form. Now, look at this. Doesn't this look like the back of a medicine bottle? Yeah. Okay. So why? Why does this workbook come with a formula form and a blindfold? This is also attached to Black Sun, a sonic ritual. You can find it on Spotify, iTunes, all of the things. It's a lot more comfortable holding to your own word, because I'm realizing I'm low-key promoting myself right now, but that's because I don't want to be a hypocrite, because I challenged other people to do what I'm doing right now. So here we go. It came with workbook, okay? Formula sheet, okay? Let's read a little snippet from it. Here we go. All right, Black Sun formula, active ingredients in each playback. Purpose. Ascension. What are these active ingredients? Psilocybin. If you know, you know. The sonic ritual supports you in your quest for fulfillment, healing, and self-discovery. It opens up new channels, neural pathways in the brain, and ushers in enlightenment, progression, and revelation. Warning. Warning. Check in with yourself before use if you have judgment, fear, or doubt. Ask yourself if you are willing to take this process seriously, commit and follow the instructions. When using this product, you may get drowsy. Avoid alcoholic drinks. Laying down while listening may increase drowsiness. Be careful if using while driving a motor vehicle or operating machinery. Deep sadness and/or euphoria may occur. If after this process you feel overwhelmed and need support in working through the emotions that come up, you can find therapeutic resources on ibim.com. Directions. Be sure you have set aside enough time in a comfortable setting. You will need at least 1 hour of uninterrupted stillness. You can go through this process alone or with a group, whichever you prefer. Use the bathroom before you start this process. It is highly recommended that you listen through the entire sonic ritual with no pauses or breaks. This product is most effective if listened to with headphones or on surround sound speakers. Put on your black blindfold before listening, right? If you will be using plant medicine, please take it before you put on your blindfold. Find a comfortable seated position on the floor or in a chair. If you have to lay down due to back problems or any other medical condition, avoid falling asleep. Press play and begin the ritual. Once the sonic ritual is complete, take off your blindfold, grab a journal and writing utensil. Open up the Black Sun workbook and begin the first prompt. After you complete the first prompt, you will have the option of doing more during this sitting or divide the prompts up and do one a day. Other information. Inactive ingredient, factor 9, 432 hertz. This journey is meant to be felt, experienced in the mind, body, spirit, and soul. BlackSunAcademy.com. All right, that was extremely uncomfortable and a lot of attention on my own work. And leading by example is the best way I learn. Like, I love to see that people are walking the walk, and then I'm like, oh, all right, beautiful. I want to walk too, right? So again, continue to promote yourself. The workbook. What kind of a workbook is this? Well, this workbook helps you navigate the darkness, the unknown, the parts of ourselves that, we typically go, oh, don't look at that. Those parts. This book is directly addressing that. Same as we do here. Black sun. When light is blocked in the place where shadow resides, the first stage of alchemy takes place. The blackening is one of the most important steps when transmuting energy. One must be willing to burn it all. One must surrender the old in order to receive the new. I grew tired of looking up at the sun for answers. So I became the light source and orbited back to what I thought was myself. As I stood in front of my past hurt and pain, I decided to swallow it whole. I dove into the darkest parts of my soul and sucked every bit of light out of it. I became the most beautiful eclipse. Although darkness was the result of it, in this place I saw that I am the light. All of those years spent looking for source outside of myself, I found that source within. The dark night of the soul. Ascension and progression cannot happen in a place of stability. I'm going to say that again. Ascension and progression cannot happen in a place of stability. In order to grow, one must surrender to change. For there can be no rebirth without death. If you find yourself stuck in the void, you must let all of your ideas of the self disintegrate. Once you annihilate who you thought you were, you will be able to welcome in who you are becoming. This workbook has been created to support you in your quest for fulfillment, healing, and self-discovery. It is a 21-day process. I still have more copies. And if you were moved by anything, feel free to reach out. And don't worry, you will see more of Black Sun, the workbook, at upcoming experiences. All right, now, that's a mouthful of all of the stuff that is like, you see, you hear the ASMR still? Like, we're still doing that? Yeah, okay. This is the stuff that is really uncomfortable for me. So I'm going to take a second to be seen. To be seen, to desire to be seen. How does one get that need met? Look at me, look at me. Look at her over there, desperate. Hey guys, you want to play? You want to dance? Oh my gosh, does she always have to have so much energy? Does anybody see me? Hello, I'm here too. Oh, the speaker's too high while you listen to your own songs? Yeah, I listen to yours too. Can I be played on repeat? 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 To ask permission to be heard? When you can give your voice a sound? Can you hear me? The pain in the voice? How much longer will I not believe in my own talent, in my own gifts, in my own purpose, to inspire others, constantly focused? But what if I just want to be heard? What if I just want to be heard? Can you see the pain in my eyes? Often alone I cry. I don't sound like you, but that's okay. 'Cause I'm gonna sing anyway. Lights on, lights off. The camera rolls. Lights on, lights off. Nobody knows. Everybody knows what it feels like to break. Everybody knows that life is not okay when we have to show up in a capitalistic society. What if I don't want to make money? What if I just want to be? Well, so that happened. Greetings, Zifa. This is your daughter, Ade Tutu, Yeye Odo, Omo Barbara, Odu Irete. Iba Oludumare, Iba Ori, Iba Yeba, Iba Baba, Iba Dubona, Iba Yenifa, Iba Babalao, Iba Oluwaye, Iba Arabaye, Iba Koraye, Iba Seraye, Iba Olurishaye, Iba Gungunaye. Iba Gungunaye. I'm asking for a message from my ancestors. When the legacy gets to be carried, but the confidence needs to be built, I'm asking for guidance and direction along the path. This guidance and protection and direction, may it touch those who are watching this as well. Ifa, guide my hand, the left one, to open up your word. Thank you, Chief Popola, thank you for initiating me. Thank you for writing this book, along with many others, educating us about our lineage, about our rituals. I ask that all of my ancestors and all of the ancestors of those who are watching to guide us right now. What's the message? Giving gratitude, giving reverence, giving honor. Ashe. Naho. Okay. Okay, this is Ogunda Bede. Ogunda Ogbe. Hunger makes one sad. Unhappiness leads one to derail from one's path. Those who die foolish deaths are in multitude. Those who lose their lives despite their wisdom are few in number. These were Ifa's declarations to Ajay, wealth. When coming from heaven to earth, she was advised to offer Ebo. Ebo is sacrifice. She complied. Behold, if we have children, a spouse, and wisdom, but we have no money, the children, the spouse, and the wisdom belong to someone else. The rich person is the one who influences and controls the world. Woo! This is deep. And I'm going to break this down because I'm reading this as you are listening right now. Hunger makes one sad. Unhappiness leads one to derail from one's path. So, hunger, unhappiness. These were Ifa's declarations to Ajay, wealth, right? When coming to earth from heaven. If we have children, a spouse, and wisdom, but we have no money, wisdom belongs to someone else. So what's coming through with this is it really touches on how important it is for needs to be met. So hunger makes one sad. Unhappiness leads one to derail from one's path, right? These were Ifa's declarations to Ajay, wealth, when coming from heaven to earth, right? Behold, if we have children, a spouse, and wisdom, but we have no money, therefore wisdom belongs to someone else. What does this mean? What does this mean? The importance of basic needs being met. It is the importance of dismantling the system that is in place right now. Why do I say that? Because the perspective around what actually is wealth and what actually is money, like beyond the physicality of it, like what is it really? Because also to strive for just that, to think the house, the abundance, all of that is going to bring happiness is the lie. I actually believed that. And I realized my soul still needed to do what it came here to do. So wealth. Wealth. See, this is where it gets tricky, though, because Ifa says the rich person is the one who influences and controls the world. Aren't we seeing that? You would think this was written right now, today, 2024. Aren't we seeing that? The rich person is the one who influences and controls the world. So that means those of us who are choosing to actually live life, not lose our life in foolish ways, right? Meaning wasting our resources on things that do not matter, things that do not actually sustain our livelihood and our well-being. If we can take a moment to really understand that it is up to us to connect, or there is no wisdom. If I've built a solid life for myself and I'm over here on this island separate from those I care about and love, I did not win. That is not wise. So yes, the rich person is the one who influences and controls the world, and that rich person, those resources should actually be in the hands of individuals who know how important it is to value first true wealth and true abundance, which is connection, community, sharing. We could get basic, we could get elementary. Sharing is caring. Yeah. Also, boundaries are important too. You know, we always say it. Protocol, throwing that in. If we had solid protocol, if we kind of went back to listening to our elders, yeah, the world might be a better place. So let's read what Ifa says in terms of like the perspective of what this Odu means. It says, in the above Odu, Chief Poplar says, in the above Odu, Ifa states that when one experiences excessive hunger and deprivation, one is eventually bound to lose one's direction in life and make foolish and immoral decisions in an attempt to remedy one's problems. This stanza emphasizes that foolishness kills more than wisdom. And this is perfect. Okay, so this Odu correlates with episode 7's spirit animal. So episode 7's spirit animal is the possum. This is how this happened. I was in the backyard and it was dark. And I hear like rumbling in my lemon tree. So I walk over to the tree, like, what's that? I look up and I see this huge, when I say huge, like my mind was almost like, how is it on this branch and like not breaking it? This is a big possum. So I look up and I see this possum, and I'm gonna be real, like I'm a nature person, like me and animals go like that. But because I wasn't like expecting it, the reflection in the eyes and it was just like, and I was just like, ooh, my little heart jumped. And then I decided to back to it, you know, just like, we just had a moment. So as I'm watching the possum and we're having this conversation through our locked in eyes, I'm like, what's the message, possum? Stop, drop, and freeze. I'm like, wait, hold on. What do you mean, right? This is the message. Possums are considered to be tricksters. The thing is, as you all know, I always like looking at the science of these spirit animals too, so I can kind of see like, I don't know, correlations between certain messages. So on the symbolic side, possums are tricksters, right? They are best at night. Like you'll see them in the night and their sight is best at night and they're navigating through the darkness and they're going through garbage cans and they're eating all the food, and they be rolling together too, right? You ever see them when they be like running on a little line? The parents, the possum parents too, be holding their offspring down. They're fast as well. And when there's a threat, This is why I said stop, drop, and freeze, right? Because my response when there's a threat is fight, fight, fight. You know, the trauma response, fight, flight, freeze, fawn. Mine was like fight, 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 fight. Or fly somewhere else, go somewhere else, dissociate, something like that. It was either fight or I'm out of here, right? Now, so the possum is saying stop, drop, freeze, meaning play dead, right? So there's a saying, it's play possum. The thing is, it's kind of rude because the possum is actually not playing dead. The possum's nervous system gets activated and completely shuts down like this. And then it's just still. And it holds it. And then the predator actually thinks that the possum is dead. Like the possum can be in that state. The predator can do the nose thing, you know what I mean? Trying to move the possum. The possum will still be there and surrendered like, I'm dead, yo. I'm not moving. Not moving, not moving, not moving. It makes me think about protests, right? Maybe right now is actually time. I know there's a lot going on right now that needs attention. Okay? So let's all understand that that is a reality. And we are moving in a way that is driven by our emotions. Now, I'm all for emotions. Emotions get things in motion. If I'm not passionate about something, I can't get it done, right? So, yes, emotions drive behavior, and we have to manage them because if not, we're going to see that we're not getting the results that we're fighting for. The possum says, don't fight. What? That was my inner child, because my inner child was like, yo, that's when I feel power. It's like, fine, you want to pick on me? You want to think I'm weird and all things? Well, I'll punch you in the face, right? No, the possum says, don't fight. Just hold it. Patience. Oh, you still didn't get that promotion? Just hold it. Patience. Oh, they still didn't recognize you? The possum says, just hold it. Patience. Oh, you're waiting for your big break? The possum says, just hold it. Patience. To be patient is to relinquish pursuing. And that's hard. To choose stillness when the fear is right there. When there's these catastrophic things happening back to 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 back, can we still hold it? Can you hold the line? Because that's where we're entering into. Okay? By the time you are looking at this episode, election has passed. And no matter who won, do we have the stamina to hold it? And what I mean by hold it, I mean actually being the change that we want to see. Where the Malcolm X's, hello, can we wake up? Where are the Martin Luther Kings, right? Hello, can we wake up? The Fela Kutis, hello, can we wake up? The Nina Simones, hello, I am waking up, right? Let's do this. This is not a time for celebration on land. that has not been honored or given back to the original people. This is not a time to rejoice. This is a time to build up the stamina and the ability to be diligent. And even when our nervous systems shut down, someone else carries the load. Because this is that ancestral work that we're about to be doing. Let me correct that. It's not about to anything. This is ancestral work that we have been doing. There is no about to be doing. It's we have been doing this work, and it's time for us to live life abundantly. Amongst nature, amongst our kin, and we can trade with each other. That system really does work. Guys, you can do your history to actually see how America studied indigenous ways and then bastardized them and then decided to edit spirit out, edit nature out, capitalize off of things, and then boom, here we go, America, now you vote this way or that way, when the reality is none of this is the game that we are supposed to be playing as human beings. We should be dancing around the fire, taking care of each other, cooking together, celebrating together, crying together, being frustrated with each other, working it out together, taking care of our elders, taking care of our youth, letting them grow, making sure they're protected as they grow, right? All of these things, let's focus on that. So, as I said at the beginning of this episode, this was not supposed to go this way. This episode was not planned to go this way, and yet stamina, consistency, commitment, still showing up, surrendering, taking the advice from the possum. I'm just gonna freeze and trust that as you all have witnessed many layers of my self-expression here in this space, that you'll get a deeper glimpse into my work and who I am by these clips and these testimonies. And if you would like an in-person experience, you know where to find me. Into the cave.
The time is now, the time is now. 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 The time is now, the time is now.
My experience of Black Sun has been exactly what I needed. I have been moving through a few things and a lot of changes happening in my life, and Black Sun in this moment was what I needed to experience. Everyone should come see, experience, feel Black Sun.
This has been awesome. I would say from this experience, the vulnerability of her performances was just amazing. It's the most vulnerability I've seen from like an artist aspect and perspective.
My experience tonight was surprising. pleasantly surprising, especially the part on motherhood. It was a shock to hear a truth that I had not admitted to myself about the solitude of motherhood, especially in LA. And it felt beautiful to be acknowledged and recognized, something that I didn't even acknowledge myself for.
Watching her art is also just like watching her testimony, her story, her perspective, our stories, our community, our love, our support.
My experience with Black Sun over the past handful of years has been life-changing. From the first performance that Siana put on, literally changed the course of my entire life, to who I am now as a medicine woman, my spiritual journey, my spiritual path. I love everything she's doing. She's an inspiration. She's touched so many people's lives that she has no idea how many people's lives she's touched. It's been an amazing experience to open this other channel that I had no idea lived inside of me.
Hi, my name is Shariar, and my experience in Black Sun has been transformative, reconnecting me to soul in between worlds. And I'm really grateful for Siana to be able to bring me there. If you're ready to transport, Black Sun.